This is Paralives, the upcoming live sim game from developer Alex Massey. That's both the name of the studio and a man, and it's going head to head with The Sims. In this video, I'm going to show you 10 ways it's better than EA's Sim series. Now, the devs have confirmed they're planning to implement everything you're about to see, even if it's not all currently in the game. From dressing your pets in clothes to creating entire worlds from scratch, here are 10 ways Paralives outdoes The Sims. Okay, first off, world creation. Not only can you build your dream house in Paralives, you can build the world itself. With landscaping tools, you'll raise and lower the earth, place lakes and rivers, and scatter trees and greenery wherever you want. The devs have said that being able to make your own neighborhoods from the ground up won't be in the game at launch, but will be added in a free patch later. The team has been very open with the development process, sharing regular updates with fans. Not only is there a public Google Doc where you can chat directly with the devs and share your ideas, but also a weekly magazine where you can catch up on all the news. Now we're on to rabbit holes. Rabbit holes is the term given to what happens when your parafolk go off and do various activities. So, for instance, going to school. Instead of making an entire school and scripting all the teachers and their routines, your parafolk will simply leave the world for a period of time. Now, this doesn't sound like something that's better than what The Sims does, but it's actually a genius move. Since the developers aren't building out all the various activities you can do, it gives them free reign to come up with all sorts of unique rabbit holes. One rabbit hole that's been confirmed is a private school for your posh kids. Private schools will cost money, which gives you something to work towards. As a result, your kids will get a good education and possibly unlock fresh career options. Paralives will still, of course, have shops and cafes and things to do out in the world, but thanks to rabbit holes, the game will also let you send your parafolk out on some more wild adventures and further develop their traits and personality. Another thing the developers have confirmed but haven't yet showed off is clothes for pets. As said in the weekly Paralives magazine, pets can indeed wear clothes. At launch, your pets will be dogs, cats, and horses. Check out this guy, he's got a party cone on his head. Where the Sims pet gear arrived years after release and kind of felt like an afterthought, Paralives is including them from the get-go, which means they'll be much better integrated. One suggestion by a fan in the doc is for animals to have a simplified genetic system. So, for instance, you could create a whippet poodle cross by breeding these two breeds together. The devs are already working on a genetic system for humans, so theoretically it could work for animals, even if they decrease the scope a bit and just use it to give us random fur patterns. Who wouldn't love a half and half cat? Another thing Paralives is aiming to do better than The Sims is family activities. In Paralives, pending whether the devs have enough resources to implement them, of course, you'll be able to play family board games, cook together, arrange movie nights, and organize group dinners, which, if mine are anything to go by, will end in disaster. One of the developers in the Google Doc said family activities are something they're keen to include. It can be a pain in The Sims scheduling multiple people to do a single thing together, so if Paralives can make group stuff as seamless as possible, it'll be another feather in the game's cap. Life stages are the next thing the developers have said they want to put in Paralives. And not just in a magical, now you're an adult sort of way, but in an organic way. Kids will apparently need to learn how to function. So how to walk, talk, and ride bikes. When they're a little older, your parafolk can pass down clothes. Then when they become an adult, they'll learn how to drive and even have a midlife crisis. Finally, at the end of your parafolk's life, they'll pass down advice to younger characters before getting shipped off to a senior home. Even if all this just gets boiled down to a series of unlockable dialogue options, these distinct stages of growth add a narrative to the game, so each life will seem unique. The next entry is about lots. In Paralives, you don't just have to build them next to roads, you can build them wherever you want. You can have a homestead in the middle of some fields like a farmer, or have a nice little cottage in the woods like a witch. In The Sims, you were kind of limited in that houses had to be near roads, but there are no such restrictions in Paralives. Onto the building aspect of Paralives now, and already it looks so much more simple than The Sims. Not to keep knocking on The Sims, but Paralives is approaching construction in a whole new format. Gridless construction is old news for people who've been following the game, as is the ability to make split levels, but more recently confirmed is the ability to build perfectly circular rooms. So if a Rapunzel style tower's your thing, you're in for a treat. The next way Paralives can outdo The Sims, we have picture customization. This is a feature confirmed by the devs on their website. You'll be able to add a personal touch to your home by selecting your own images to use in picture frames. This opens up some amazing possibilities. For instance, you could take a screenshot of a drawing made by one of your parafolk's kids, then upload that in a picture frame and stick it on the fridge. Or you could take a screenshot of the whole family together, then put that in a frame and have yourself a lovely family photo. Together with the ability to resize frames and images freely, this feature really lets you make your Paralives home yours. The next feature Paralives does better than The Sims is resizing stuff. Recently, the devs have shed a little bit more light on how exactly resizing works. Apparently, the price of furniture will intelligently change as you resize it. So, make a bed bigger and you'll be able to sell that bed for more. Make a table larger and boom, you've got an extender. What isn't clear is how the devs will limit what can easily turn into a cheat. If you're low on money, what's stopping you turning a desk lamp into a floor lamp and hawking it for cash? It's going to be a tricky feature for Alex Massey and his team to implement, but the fact they have the ambition to tackle these challenges is what makes Paralives different. We'll end on one of my favourite features Paralives will have, potentially, I have to add, and that's the ultra flexible stair system. With this, you can actually build each step manually, giving you way more control over how you make them look. For instance, you can build rounded stairs to go with your circular rooms, zigzagging stairs, or troubling stairs that look like this. It just shows you how deep Paralives systems are. Not only can you use the split level feature to make rooms across multiple levels, but design your own unique stair sets too. So that was everything the devs have confirmed about Paralives, but the community have been coming up with loads of creative ideas. Suggestions from the weekly roundtable include the ability to craft stuff to sell on an in-game equivalent of Etsy, more opportunities for hanging out in town, and house bills based on usage. So the more you leave your lights on, the higher your electricity bill will be. I personally love that idea. It would encourage players to be more eco-friendly. Maybe they could go one further and make it so that if you toss a plastic bag in the ocean, there's a small chance of killing a dolphin. That's just my suggestion though, and a good indicator of why I don't make games. And that was 10 ways Paralives will be better than The Sims. In theory. Now, obviously, the devs won't be able to satisfy everyone, but it's clear they're listening. And if they put in even 10% of the stuff fans are asking for, it will make Paralives a live sim game you won't want to miss. There's no release date yet, but subscribe to my channel and I'll do my best to bring all the latest Paralives info to you. Thank you for watching.